blow the man down, please blow the man down. Blow the man down, please blow him away. Give me some time to blow the man down. We can go for the fall on the 13th of May. Blow the man down. Now we're jumping and getting away. Give me some time to blow the man down. I was walking down Paradise Street. Blow the man down. Saucy young devil I happen to be. Give me some time to blow the man down. I says to her, Italian, how you do? To be way, blow the man down. Cause she's none the better for seeing of you. Give me some time to blow the man down. Oh, sailors and tinkers and tailors is meant to be brave. Blow the man down. We're all of us coming to see you again. Oh, give me some time to blow the man down. Oh, we'll blow the man down. We'll blow the man down. So we wait, blow the man down. Blow them away to Liverpool town. Give me some time to blow the man down. Give me some time to blow the man down. Give me time. Give me time. Give me time. Give me time to blow the man down.
Good evening, everybody. We are going to have kind of a builder's chat. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now, but I have a nice bottle of Moscato that I picked up at the local grocery store. I put that thing in the freezer, and it is so cold that the bottle has ice all over it, but it isn't frozen, and it is so delicious. Anyway, I wish you guys could enjoy the bottle with me, but alas, it is not possible. But anyway, I'm enjoying my stress reliever. So, what is going on with the Military Arms channel and Hank Strange getting YouTube channeled, I guess. I personally haven't had any strikes against me. The only strike that I've ever had was because I had a video up because of it was a, what do they call it? Due to singing karaoke, and it was Lady Gaga, you know. But anyway, they took a jab at me, and I was like, oh crap, well, I guess I'll just delete the video. So after time, the strike went away, and I was able to, you know, carry on about my daily life. Anyway, guys, I do want to talk about a couple of issues that I have had with, you know, just coming, yeah, no kidding. You didn't get notified, Rocco? Well, that, interesting. Don't worry, Mateo. I did not start until just a minute ago, so it's not like, you know, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty scatterbrained right now because, you know, the kids weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. I had to yell at them for a little bit, and, you know, they've been yelling and screaming and hollering and carrying on, hooting and hollering and doing all sorts of things that kids do. And I have not been able to hear myself think for the last 2 hours. Oh, goodness. Oh, I love my kids, but sometimes I just get to that point where I need to take a break, and you guys are it. So anyway, every now and again, I go around the internet, and I do I do a what do you call it? I guess a keyword search on yourself, just to kind of see who's talking about who and everything. And so far, I mean, in the last month, in the last few days, really, I've gotten about 370, 80 subscribers. I've actually got a couple on this channel, which is awesome. But you know, I'm not trying. You know, obviously, you guys know that I'm not trying to make a fortune doing this. So you know, it's not like you know, I'm out there trying to, you know, sell myself. That, you know, that's for sure. But anyway, I wouldn't be making very much money if I was. Which, no, I'd probably be making more money if I was selling myself. If I was hooking myself around, I'd probably be making more money than I would be at my YouTube channel. Yeah, that's pretty sad. But anyway, oh boy, had a pretty good day. Oh boy. Let's see here. Who all is here today? Mel64D is the first comment of the day. What's happening, Mel? Hunts for Food 67 is here. Mateo 674. What's happening, brother? Rocco. Troll 22001. And 545 Prepper. And Wasser Patriot. Yes, Wasser Patriot. Anyway. I really haven't heard much about, you know, Hank Strange and Military Arms Channel getting taken down, which it's from my understanding, it's just enough strikes to keep them from posting, I guess. But I really don't know if it was like a mass, you know, flagging, I guess you could say. So maybe, I don't know, or there's some obscure YouTube algorithm that they had stepped into. But you know, I try my hardest, and sometimes YouTube will change their JMac just got one. Well, we better all just kind of keep our toes just, you know, keep ourselves afloat. Anyway, if you guys don't hear from me or whatever, if something happens, head over to Facebook. I will I'll let you guys know what's going on. Nice. Yankee Marshall says Max suspended his channel to prevent it from being taken down. No, Military Arms Channel. No. JMac. Hunts for Food. Justin McMillan. That's who makes the RRD4C, the muzzle brake that I have on a couple of my rifles. Pretty good guy. He's really good. I'm sure everybody has seen a video of his wife Ash shooting. You know, I mean, there's not really anything in the videos that is rude or anything. I don't know. At this point, it's all speculation, but I think is what's going on is, you know, the highest nails are getting hit first, and you know, that's just pure speculation. But you know, it's it's probably a mass. There's probably a mass of snowflakes running out into YouTube and reporting a bunch of people that have gun stuff on their YouTube channels. But don't worry, if anything happens, head over to Facebook or email me, zeke@zekeshoots.com, to figure out what's going on with me. Mel, if anything happens to you, I got your email address. You know, I mean, there's if not, you know, 545 Prepper, Warsaw Patriot, you know, pretty much anybody, all of you guys in the comments right now. You know, it's it's, you know, if something happens to my channel, you guys will hear about it, and you know, one of them will tell you what's going on. I do have a YouTube channel, Facebook group, so I'll, you know, there's a lot of guys on that, so you know, the word will get out. I'm sure about it. But I haven't had much of that one, and it's kind of hitting me a little bit. May not be on too long tonight. I didn't think it would hit me. I mean, I can usually, you know, down a whole bottle, and it ain't too big of a deal. But I guess the weather's affecting me. But anyway, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I am going to be building the 5.56 side folding AK-74 variant here really soon, actually. I've got everything. Nice Warsaw Patriot. Zeke is giggling already. Warsaw Patriot says, if YouTube didn't sell to Google, we wouldn't be having this problem with channels being terminated. Yep. She will be lost forever, being banished to the Shadow Realm, says 545 Prepper. No, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, you know, the bigger channels are going to be, you know, sticking with themselves, and us little guys are going to have to stick with ourselves, because, to be honest, I don't expect a lot of these channels to stick up for us. You know, a lot of these channels don't even know us. A lot of them don't even really care to know us. And, you know, it's, I understand people have, you know, lives and everything, but I don't know. It's very interesting. But I did meet somebody the other day that knew me. Very interesting. 545 Prepper, you get an AIMS 74, Zeke? No, I haven't. I've been having to buy stuff for the house, so any kits for the year, I'm probably going to have to wait. Arms of America is really, really awesome. They hooked me up with some underfolder pins and stuff like that for my junkyard builds, but you know, they didn't have them listed on the site, so you know, I called them, and they do have them. So if anybody needs them, they're there. They're on the site now. Ugh. But anyway, for the pain and suffering of trying to make them, it's just easier just to go ahead and just buy new ones. Anyway, I am going to be doing that build, just kind of finishing that up. So we're going to see the finished version. Gosh darn it, AVG, I don't care about you. Do not run. I had a 30-minute video rendering last night, and that sucker, my stupid computer shut down after updating and killed it. So I had to redo everything. And of course, I didn't save it before I shut off, you know, before I set off to do whatever. But anyway, the 5.56 build, I'm going to have that one, you know, we're going to be seeing some of that here toward the later part of the year. I do plan on getting something something interesting, it's AK related. You know, we're gonna be seeing. Yes, I know. 545 Prepper, stop tempting me. We'll find out after I get all the car parts I need for all my cars. I've got a fleet of cars, and all of them need something. I'd love to drive my blue car, but I can't because it needs a brake master cylinder, and in the garage it sits. It's kind of annoying when you sit at a stoplight and the brake pedal starts running away from your foot. You know? It just starts losing pressure, so it's like, no. But anyway, I don't even have a blank for an AIMS yet. But if I did, then I definitely would. you know, I mean, I got so many fantasy builds that I want to do. I'm gonna do a barrel. I was hoping to get that, get the barrel done, because I knew all these, barrel parts were coming in, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have money, gonna have everything. It's gonna be awesome. And then, oh, I forgot to modify my tax withholding, so my tax return wasn't as high as I thought it was gonna be. So. 545 Prepper kind of knows where I'm at on that, so he feels my pain on that. Warsaw says, I want to see a Metro AK-74 build someday. Oh, the Goat Guns, goatguns.com. I'm setting up a referral thing. So if you guys order and you type in a coupon code or whatever, a referral code, then I'll get kickbacks for that. So you guys will be helping me out as well as buying some of that product. So just be looking for that here in the near future. So if you guys want one of those Goat Guns, I'm going to have a video review of a couple of them here really soon. If they're as cool in person as they look on film, I may grab one or two of them and maybe think about putting them in with the random giveaway, for my monthly giveaway on my Patreon page. So, we'll see about that. Hunts for food. Who makes a 5.56 AK barrel? AK Builder, I know, has them. Shoot, that's about all I know. Arms of America has them in stock right now, but I know AK Builder does have their own. So I'm not entirely sure if anybody else makes them or if they just get them from AK Builder. I'm not entirely sure. Warsaw, I'm getting the red one with the black stock and the regular one. Hunts for food, I'm not sure if they have Cold Hammer forged, but they do have 4150 nitride for sure. That's the last ones I saw, and I was going to get one of those. Mel 64D would probably know a little bit more about who makes those, because I'm not quite too savvy with who makes them. I think it was him that mentioned something about somebody making some of those. Don't quote me on that. Mel will chime in if I'm mistaken. Warsaw Patriot, let me guess, the SVD, right? No. They asked me what I wanted. I was like, the SVD, and send me a couple of AKs, and they said, well, we'll just send you a couple of AKs. And I'm like, God darn it. But it is what it is. But no, if all goes well and they look pretty good, then I will I guess endorse them, and then I'll have the referral code. So when you guys order, then you can type in Zeke Shoots, and then at least that's the code that I want to use, all one word, and we'll be able to get a kickback from each product sold. So, but anyway, that'll be pretty cool. So there will be more options available for people that want to help support the channel. And that right there is really good, because I would ultimately love to be able to just go, you know what, I just want to self-host my videos. That would be great. I am thinking about offering a DVD of my videos for the year. Do a year package deal. For my videos, or do a DVD set of my review series, or a DVD set of my build series, or whatever. Just to kind of help pay the bills. But then people can just pop in their DVD player and just go and do whatever. I'm thinking about doing that. Maybe charging a couple of bucks above what it cost me to do it, and then everybody will be getting something out of it. And I don't know. I do need to do an updated build video series, as far as, you know, like for the home gunsmith or whatever. Hunts for Food 67 asks, is category 3 parts good or bad? Honestly, most of my kits are category 3 parts. Just expect some sort of tweaking. Expect some damage. You know, nothing is unserviceable. You'll get a good kit, but don't expect the furniture to be in awesome shape. But you may get lucky and get all perfect stuff. Oh, I am getting a wooden pistol grip, a solid wood pistol grip for the Korean clone. The Korean clone should be done here real soon. And I'm just going to take steel wool over that thing, and I'm just going to rust the heck out of it. I'm probably going to do what J-Mac did to his Chinese, and just dump it in a salt bath, and start rusting it. But I cannot wait to get that thing to the range and start shooting it, because everybody wants to see that thing. But anyway, I am looking for alternative sources of video hosting. So do kind of watch out for that. I may do some live streams on Facebook here and there. Who knows? Just because the simple fact is that on this channel I'm not making any money, so it's not. I mean, it's just a wash. Warsaw Patriot says, okay, Troll 22001, got your email about my gas tube wood. Got 2 cracks in it. M90 NP. That cracked upper handguard would look really good on my North Korean clone. It would look really good, but I wouldn't even mess with it. But anyway, I wouldn't even mess with it, and shoot, I'm having a hard time even gathering a single thought right now. I think I'm a little tipsy. I'm sorry, guys. But anyway, the upper handguard, like I was saying, Troll, I would be careful trying to take that off, because it may just fall to pieces. But if it is fine and it is perfect for what you need it for, just leave it on, because you may not ever get it back off. So, you know, it's pickled, Zeke. DD Whipple, what's happening? Welcome to the live stream tonight. It's supposed to be a builder's chat, but I'm pretty stressed. Today is not a good day for it. So we're just kind of listening to me, you know, just kind of ramble on and on. Not really. I mean, there is some sort of coherent thought process, I guess. Let's see here. Here. So, a drinker's chat, yeah. I was on a live stream one time, and everybody in the live stream was supposed to be drinking vodka. Man, I got slaughtered on that. That was not a good idea. Don't ever do that. That was Indy Jason, what's happening? Pickle Zeke, yes. Yep. Heck yeah. I've been seeing this Rick shirt floating around that says, oh dang it, I just gotta look it up. I can't get too distracted here, guys. For some reason, I'm not thinking about what variant that you have there as far as that you go. Jeez, guys. You guys are very talkative tonight. Let's see here. M90NP. NP. Huh. Okay. No, I have not shot one of those, but I have seen those. I think they're pretty cool. I mean, I'm not opposed to them. I mean, they look legit. Built Zastava tough, I guess you could say. Anyway. Oh God, moonshine. It's great, but very strong. Brian Lowell, what is happening, buddy? All right, let's see. All right, time to get serious here. I'll go dunk myself in a cold bathtub here in a minute. It's just so good. Let's see here. This Rick and Morty shirt is awesome, though. I gotta find it. Hang on, you guys. Gotta find it. You know what? I'm not gonna be able to find it. I'll post it to my Facebook fan page. That way, you guys are able to. That way, you guys are able to find it. But anyway, as far as the 5.56 build that I want to do, I'm gonna. Oh my goodness, that thing is gonna be so cool. Mr. Zeke, look at me. Let's see here. Hunts for food. Did I miss something you asked? I don't know. I may have. A group of baboons is called Congress. I don't know why one would insult baboons in this manner. Nice. Yep. Morty, you just killed me. Yeah, it's the hardest working liver in the whole universe, and you killed it with your dick. would you just stop thinking with your dick, Morty? Oh, it's good stuff. Anyway, time to get a little bit more serious here, guys. I don't know. All right, so YouTube's going to hell in a handbasket. You know, got a couple of. I want to see if there's any other YouTubers out there that are having problems like that. Thanks, Summer. Although Morty, I'm a little disturbed. You turned on me for some trim. Okay. Just for the record, if you guys haven't watched Rick and Morty, you gotta watch it. It's like, you know, if you could summarize the entirety of the gun community, you know, pretty much the AK community versus everybody else. The AK community is the Rex of the universe, and everybody else is just, everyone else in the script. And the AR people are Morty's father, I guess you could say. That, I think, yeah, I think that would pretty much sum it up. Rick and Morty is like the new South Park or the new better Family Guy. I used to watch it gosh darn it. Give up. Does anybody even watch The Simpsons anymore? I mean, It's very interesting. I'm surprised I'm hanging on to 8 viewers here. I'm really surprised. Let's see what the view statistics are for right now. Nope, that's okay. There we go. Total view time, 4 hours already. Average view duration is 16 minutes. Awesome, guys. I always have really good view duration on this channel, and it's really cool. Saskatchewan sauce will be available Mondays at McDonald's. Some locations will get a wait, no, that's not true. Saskatchewan, no way. Indy Jason, you have got to be joking, because everybody will go there. Available Monday at McDonald's. Some locations will get a box of the sauce, so get there early. I can't believe this. You said this was to promote a movie? The sauce is delicious. Unbelievable. All right, let's see here. Andy Jason, if you... Oh, my goodness. There is no way that I would ever find that stuff. I don't know. I think it's... I don't know. Let's see here. Removed. So what do you guys think about the... Anyway, what do you guys think about the NRA just being completely boycotted from everything? It's very interesting. I think it's interesting, but I don't know. I can't find anything like concrete about any reasoning. It's just, you know, they're just being tight-lipped. They're just doing whatever. I think they're responding to like write-in attacks and stuff like that. I don't know. Why is everybody such a pushover anymore these days? It's just no. I don't know. Harold Deems, what's happening? We're having the Alcoholics Anonymous chat tonight. I was doing a builder chat, and then I started in on a bottle of wine. I don't know. It was, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to send you an email. You might be able to, you know, keep me together here. Let's see here. Let me, one thing is, this channel that you guys are listening to me on right now is no longer monetizable because I don't have enough subscribers or view duration, which I'm getting there. The view duration part of it, anyway. Where the heck is the link for that? Oh wait, no, never mind. I know where to go. Give me a second here, guys. Copy that. One of these days, I'm just gonna lose it and just give everybody the link, and then everybody's gonna get in, and they're gonna be like, "Sweet." See here, Gmail. So, from my understanding, the YouTube channels that have been demonetized have been demonetized, or not demonetized, but the takedowns have been after after it had already been done. So it's like Hank went on to his channel and, you know, Pickle Rick would roll GOA, not NRA. That is very true. You guys aren't as Rick as me. You guys are so less Rick than me. You informed your own government. That automatically makes you less Rick than me. I'm the Rickest Rick. Oh boy. You film theory. The film theorists. You guys have got to watch the video that kid does on Rick and Morty. It's unbelievable the depth that man goes through to bring you quality entertainment. Oh boy, Harold, I've only got 1% left on my my phone here. So we're gonna hope like heck everything goes well here. So I'm gonna hurry through and copy, and then reply. Harold, I'm shooting you an email here in just a second. Paste, send. There you go, buddy. It's there. They said that no monetize on the AK videos I put out, but now they're putting ads on. Yep. Let's see here. Close that. Harold, your email. Check your email. I sent you a thing here. Just no money for you, Harold. No, I actually, IO Inc. A bunch of things happened for IO Inc. And then a bunch. Warsaw, you know better than that. But anyway, as far as my goodness, Harold, it's a heck of an evening, isn't it?
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're on. Brian Lowell says YouTube puts ads on demonetized channels all the time and just keeps profit, I guess. Yeah, that's true. It's sad. I mean, I've got oh my goodness. Harold, what have I done? Oh man. This is why I sit in the bathtub and drink a bottle of wine instead of getting on YouTube.
Just don't cut your wrists.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Honey, I slipped again. I don't know. So anyway, what do you think of a 5.56 AK build?
Me?
Yeah.
Sacrilege.
It's sacrilege. Well, if it makes you feel better, it's a bastardized kit anyway, so it's got a Korean folding stock on it, so
I'd rather eat cigarette butts out of a spittoon.
Well then. How's that spittoon taste? You know, the crazy thing is, you would think being pretty similar to the 5.45 that the recoil would be similar in the AK, but the 5.56 has more kick than the 5.45, at least in my experience, which is interesting.
Yeah. I've never fired the 5.45.
Really?
Yeah, when I first started getting into the building, I was looking at the kits, and you know, I was looking at the two different calibers, and I went to the gun store, and I went over to Walmart, and like, there's such a small, amount of the ammunition available. I said, nah, I'm not going that route. They had 7.62 every place.
Yeah. One of the things I think is interesting about like a 5.56 build is you can essentially use an entire 74 kit to build the darn thing. Some people are like all weirded out about the size of the bolt face is a little bit different, but evidently it ain't much to cause too much of a concern.
Where do you get the magazines for them?
There was a company making conversion followers, but I've seen people like load like 20 rounds into a 30 round mag and still be able to feed them, but the 74 mags aren't even built for it. But
Hey, did you
yeah.
Did you see the new Rob video?
Which one?
He just pulled one out. He went back with the Riley defense.
Oh yeah. I saw the video where he did the headspace testing, and then he had a handful of magazines, and the only ones that would work were the Tapco mags.
I think what the problem with that thing not feeding, I almost imagine that they have the center support is too high, and it's probably too far forward, and then his magazine isn't like coming up far enough, and that bolt
Could be a possibility.
Is riding up on the round.
Yeah.
And jamming it between the magazine and the and the ramp, the feed ramp.
That could be. I doubt that would be the case. I'm not saying that wouldn't be the case entirely, but I doubt that would be the case because they use Morrissey receivers. So, and Morrissey's pretty standard across the board. So I don't. But then again, there was a guy that posted a problem with one of his, and it had a center support that was a little off, and his magazine wouldn't fit in it. And I'm like, And it's like, a person like myself, I'm like, boy, I'd love to see that gun.
Well, that's like the center supports that Recreator sells. They're a little bigger in diameter than the AK Builder.
Yeah, but they also have a notch.
They mill a flat spot so the magazine will clear it. Yep,
it's you know what, I could probably go look, but I'm not going upstairs. I'll probably be too noisy and wake a kid up. I'm still being called a heretic, by some, which is cute, but whatever. All I have to say is go watch the videos. I can tell them till I'm blue in the face, but all you got to do is say it once. People will do it.
The difference with you doing a review like on a rifle is within probably 20 minutes you can figure out what's going on with it.
Yeah.
And, tell the people that are watching, like, well, this is a problem, and I'll get a hold of Riley and tell him, hey, you got a problem here. Whether it's a center support or whatever it is that's off. And he's just running, he's not explaining any kind of problems they're having. So,
yeah,
even though the manufacturer shouldn't be putting out a rifle like that, but
yeah, in his defense, he's not a builder, and that's the chasm of difference, I guess you could say. Cave Dave, what's happening, buddy? Welcome to the live stream. You missed a heck of a show earlier. But no, I like how he you know, instead of sensationalizing his first video, he should have just put all. I don't see why he could not have put all of that information in his first video, especially since he knew that the head spacing. Now I understand that, you know, shooting a gun with the head spacing to where it's still not closing on a field gauge. I mean, if it's not closing, or if it's closing on a no-go gauge and it's not closing on a field gauge, I still wouldn't have put it on my channel, because everybody understands what a go gauge is. Everybody understands what a no-go gauge is. Now you have a fleet of people that are like, what on earth is a field gauge? And it's like,
but you know, manufacturers, I just can't get it. Like, you know, doesn't anybody check anything? I mean, is it?
You know what I bet you happened, and you know, I bet you this is what happened. I bet you it was an end of the day rifle, and somebody got distracted and head spaced it on a no gauge. And I'm not going to say that I haven't done that, but it's an entire possibility. And I know that my head space on both of my rifles didn't walk at all, so it's likely that it wouldn't walk. But then again, it could be an oversized trunnion, and the barrel's starting to deform. And I mean, there's a number of problems that could be going on there. They're built in a bathtub with a bottle of water. You know, Dee Dee, that's funny as hell. I actually got a picture of me. I took a selfie of myself in the bathtub drinking a bottle of wine. You couldn't see, but I was in the bathtub and there was bubbles everywhere. And I was just kind of like giving that, you know, one eyebrow up, you know, kind of look, you know, just kind of, you know. But anyway, somebody flagged that for indecency. I was like, what? And I ended up getting a few days off of Facebook because of that. And I was like, what? And they didn't even tell me why. And then after I got back off of my little ban, I was like, wait a second. That's a picture of me. I'm not posting anybody else's picture. And no, you can't even see below my, you know, belt line. Yeah, people are so sensitive. You know, people want to use whatever bathroom they want, yet they get offended when I'm in the bathtub. Oh, that's funny. People, I tell you, you know, with as much offensive, I don't know. There's no more offensive behavior in this country, but there's more people that are offended. Harold, I've been on this earth a lot less than you, and I can't stand how bad it's gotten. I can only imagine how much you cannot stand it.
I was at the Indian casino a couple months back, and I walk into the bathroom, and there's a guy in a skirt, you know, long hair, gonna piss at the urinal. You know, when I first walked in, I go, did I walk into the wrong bathroom? You know, and I'm going, no, there's not urinals in the women's bathroom. Yeah, it's like one of those he/she's in there, and it was kind of funny. I'll tell you a story. When we got out of, well, we were like in our last week of basic training, and they gave us like a 1-day pass. We went into the little shithole towns, and you know, there's hookers all over the place. And this one guy I'm with, he's like this hooker, and I had to grab him. He says, "It's a guy you're talking to." He goes, "What are you talking about?" I says, "You got an Adam's apple." You know? I says, "When was the last time you seen a woman with an Adam's apple?"
I don't know. Sometimes they don't get the full shebang. I also heard that Bruce Jenner is trying to get out of the closet again.
That's some weird, weird stuff.
Yep. It's a mad world out there.
You know, you never live long enough to see it all. Always going to be something coming up.
Oh, God help us all. So
yeah, it's my birthday today, so I'm really on the far back end of the back nine right now.
Oh well, that's why I'm drinking today.
Yeah, because you knew.
Well, happy birthday, Harold. What is it? 22, 23?
Yeah, right. I wish.
So, what happened with your AMD video, or I'm sorry, AK-63D videos?
I got like 4 parts out so far.
No, with YouTube. With YouTube.
Oh, they first, when I put them out, they said they weren't going to monetize them. It didn't fall in.
Was it the yellow circle?
Yeah, they gave me some notification. It says didn't fall in line with their advertisers. Then,
okay. Well, here's the thing. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. It will eventually turn green.
Yeah, they started putting ads on it.
Yeah, if they put ads on it, you're still making money.
Yeah.
But you know, if you leave it alone, chances are it will actually just fix itself.
Yeah,
and then
they
the
said
crazy thing is, check back again, and it will be yellow again. It's crazy.
Yeah, they said
those of you who do not know, Harold is also a YouTuber, and no, he is not me. I know that's been brought up before, but no, Harold does some very interesting videos. I would suggest that you go there and check them out. You may learn a thing or three.
may learn something you don't want to know.
Oh yeah, yep. Which you know, it you know, you take the good with the bad.
Yeah, I got the last part. I'm going to do the barrel install, and that'll be it. And I think that'll be the last AK video I do as far as doing a build.
Yeah.
If I do anything else, it's just going to be, you know, when I do that, you know, that M72 paratrooper one, I'm just going to go over, you know, putting the stock, you know, changing the back end of it over and that kind of stuff, but not the, you know, ground up. You can get the gist from the video I put out. It's all the same thing. It's just a different model, you know.
You know, I was thinking about what you were saying about, you know, the fonts on that trunnion. You know, I think it looks better that it's not perfect. You know, that way people can't go, oh, well, you know, that's a legit one. You'll be like, no, it's a copy. But you know, that way, you know, if you don't have it, somebody doesn't end up passing it off. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he did all right, but I'm sure, you know, he was working on a computer, you know, to, you know, size it all in and stuff. I figured probably get it dead on, but it didn't quite happen. But like I say, if you don't lay it up next to an original one, nobody would know. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I'm trying to sell it, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One thing that I think you brought this up the other day, but a lot of people that build, they don't put serial numbers on their guns, and you know, just for, I mean, I always make sure I keep a record of everything I do with all my stuff. I mean, it just makes sense. House burns down, I want a record of it. You know, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, you are investing in something. It just makes sense.
Well, you know, the thing,
just build one. That's one thing, but you know,
it's, you know, all these, you know, the kits we're buying that they bring in, they all have a serial number on the trunnion.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, you know, that's what I'm going by. But I got a couple of WBPs, which I think I'm going to have them the number on the trunnion, you know, like the regular ones. It's like you say for my own records, if, you know, somebody nabs all your stuff, at least you can say, yeah, this is a serial number. It doesn't have to be on the receiver. I mean, who's gonna change out the front trunnion, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, hey, that's part of the gun now. It's not going anywhere.
Yep. Well, that's like Segas and Foster's. You know, the trunnion is the serial number now.
Right. I was I'm thinking about, I think I emailed you, I'm thinking about when I do that M72 AB1, I was going to put the nade launcher on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to find one at a decent price, but they're
yeah,
they're kind of
I've been
nuts.
trying to find one for a while at a decent price. I want to switch one. I want to switch one onto my OPAP, but it's not. It just hasn't happened yet.
But like you say, I think I'd have to turn the barrel down.
Yeah.
At M72 because I think it's too meaty.
Yeah.
For that, but yeah, that'd be kind of a one-off. You won't see another one like that, you know.
No, you wouldn't. Definitely not. Just so everybody knows, you know, I encourage heckling, not like genuine heckling. I mean, you know, like slapstick humor. That's fine, but you know, anything that is said here is just, you know, it's just we're all having fun here. We're not into, you know, none of us are serious. I mean, it's you know, like everybody's, you know, we're talking about the bathroom situation. It's like, you know, it is the world we live in. You know, you just really at this point you just have to grin and bear it and just kind of deal with it. I mean, it's just, you know, otherwise the madness will consume you. But I don't know.
Hey, does Walmart by you? Do they handle all like rifle and pistol ammunition?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because they're the cheapest place I've found for ammo. You know.
Yeah, for over-the-counter ammo, yeah, definitely. SG ammo is probably the cheapest for online, but as far as over-the-counter, definitely Walmart.
Yeah, I've been buying their tall ammo, and you know, I can't find it in bulk online. I mean, it's just a matter of pennies you're saving, you know, with the shipping and everything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even pay to you know, to buy like a 1,000 round bulk if you're not really saving that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And anymore nowadays, you can find them with 100 packs on the shelf. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been running that all ammo for the AR that I built. You know, that steel case stuff, and
Yeah.
I got no pride. I haven't had one misfeed with it. You know, and people were saying online that yeah, it's no good. It'll do this. It'll do that. You know, I figure if it can't eat the same food that the AK eats, then I don't want it. You know.
Yep. Now, is that a piston operated, or is that just standard issue?
It's a standard. Is that, you know, PSA had that freedom deal with like $2.99 free shipping, and you know, they gave you everything except the lower receiver, and somebody was having some sales on that lower receiver, and I picked up like 2 of them, and I milled them out because I thought I was going to screw up the first one, but they both came out, so I just, you know, You know, SA, they give you, you know, the whole upper is completely assembled. You know, it's the bolt in it and everything. So it was, I could probably build about 15 of them compared to one AK.
Yeah. You want to hear something funny that I heard in the news? Ghost guns came up in the conversation on the Glenn Beck show the other day. And this dude had like 10 or 12 M16s. And first off, the dude was a felon anyway. But no, he had M16s. He had basically went and bought the kit and built himself a bunch of full auto, M16s. I'm not entirely sure that that's a wise idea for anybody, let alone somebody who has a record.
Yeah, right.
Eventually somebody's going to catch on that, hey, Ricky Bobby over here has a little bit of a record, and I saw him at the range the other day, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting that people do some profoundly stupid stuff. I mean, you know, I just, you know, Dee Dee says Zeke's new AK build will have caliber dysphoria. Warsaw Patriot, full autos. Yes, they were full autos. They were, you know, you made them the way, you know, that they should have been made, but that's, yeah, it's definitely, definitely. But anyway, Rocco, SG Ammo has Golden Tiger for 22 cents a round, including shipping. Stuff is phenomenal. Red Army Standard is Golden Tiger, so don't let anybody fool you. Red Army Standard is Golden Tiger. Just kind of throwing that out there for anybody that didn't know. Although it's not priced the same, it is the same. So when the Golden Tiger runs out, you know where it's at. You know where to find it. Oh, hang on! I just got a new book. Hang on. I was at the store buying my bottle of wine, and I noticed that there was a AK-47 and Soviet Weapons 2018 magazine, and it's put out by Athlon Publications, and it's not the bastardized. I mean, it's the legit one. It's not the bastardized firearm news one that you want to choke somebody every time you read it. But anyway, everything in it looks pretty cool. I found it really interesting. Let's see here. Where was this? In it, and this is why I picked it up, was the holy grail of AK-47s. It says the painfully rare and almost impossible to find Type 1 AK-47. And it's got all these pictures and everything. And it is beautiful. You know, I would just say that you guys should pick it up just because of that. Somebody needed to, you know, get some parts together, you know, do a couple of runs of it. I mean, heck, we made the STG-44. Why can't we do a run of Type 1s?
Where did you get that North Korean kit that you built?
That's interesting enough. that most of those parts I had to make myself. And well, the ingredients for that build was a press and pin Type 3 barrel. So, you know, it wasn't a screw-in barrel, but it did have, now it's a Type 68, and the kit that I got was a Romanian underfolder kit, and it was dated 1968. So I was like, man, I really want to scrub this, but I don't. And so I just decided to leave it because I don't want everybody thinking that it's a legit one. But I used a Type 3 barrel, and that was because the North Korean does have a Type 3 sort of profile barrel. And the rear sight block is an AKM rear sight block, and the reason why I did that is because I didn't want to modify the rear trunnion, or I'm sorry, for the front trunnion to, oh boy, I didn't want to modify the rear trunnion. Gosh darn it, I said it again. Front trunnion for the rear sight block of the Type 3, because I just didn't want to make those ears just like super thin. So I decided to go ahead and go with an AKM rear sight block, which I had to take the size of, you know, the radius of the that profile down, because the Type 3's rear sight block diameter is bigger. So at that point, I went ahead and used a Type 3 lower handguard retainer and a Type 3 gas block. And I went ahead with an AKM front sight block, and I modified that to look more like the North Korean, which it's a very intensive labor of love. And most of the part, well, I'm taking it back. The parts that were for the AKM were like really, really, really oversized parts. Like it almost fit on the AK or the Type 3 barrel, but it was just a hair too big.
Did you have like a photo of
What's
the
that?
original? Did you have like a photo or some data on the original you were going by?
Yeah, there's a dude that actually was from Central America, and he sent his buddy some pictures for me. I want to use those in a video at some point, but the dude won't let me use them in a video, so I can't even share them. But he let me have as many pictures as I want. I just couldn't share any of the pictures that I wanted. I could, you know, I got from him.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Also, I have a local buddy that has a North Korean kit. He likewise won't let me share pictures of it. And that thing is like dog meat. That thing is a rough looking kit, but it's nice. Troll asks, Type 3 barrel as opposed to the AKM barrel is a thinner profiled barrel than the Type 3 AK-47 barrel, and the North Korean AKM has a thicker barrel, much like the Type 3. So I think is what they did was, you know, when they switched over to the stamped receiver, they just kept the same barrel profile and just kept the same parts. Well, I mean, why change it, you know? You know, it just seemed more prudent just to lighten all the parts. And, you know, the one thing I can say is like the trigger guard and the dust cover on those is like super thin, but they're smooth. They're smooth top covers. And the really cool thing is what I did with the receiver is I used a Type 3 top cover and fire selector, so it looks way different. Glock Shooter 79, like the Chinese. It is sort of, but the profile is a little bit bigger than the Chinese barrel, but on the same track. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, this magazine that I picked up, the AK-47 and Soviet weapons magazine that I picked up, I'll post a picture on my Facebook fan page. If you guys would like to support the channel, I'm just plugging myself indiscriminately here. If you guys would like to support the channel, feel free to head down in the links below in the description here and show me some love by clicking on them links and maybe sending some money my way. We'll get some more projects, some more interesting and more beautiful, some huge projects going. You know, one of these days I'm going to be making so much money on this, I'm just going to, you know, be able to buy like a pack of cards, you know, like once a month.
Yeah.
You know, then I can start making real money because I'll be a pro gambler at that point. You know, all the money that I get for, you know, for the channel, I put right back into the channel. Some YouTubers, they don't put it right back into the channel. They go and spend money on this or that. You know, I actually have a separate fund that I use to do whatever with the channel. So I mean, everything you get in there, you guys are getting right back. So that is what it is. But yeah, the goat guns thing. Have you ever heard of those there, Harold?
What's that?
The goat guns?
No.
The mini guns?
Oh, what is it?
The goat guns. They're basically these little tiny model guns. They're 1/3 scale, and they're pretty cool. They're metal. I can't even tell you about them because it's so cool. The action works. You know, they doesn't chamber around or nothing, but you know, it does have bullets that come with it, and you know, it is pretty cool. It's a fun concept. But anyway, I'm working out a deal with them, so I can get a kickback whenever somebody orders from them. So if you guys want to order from them, don't order just yet. Wait until I get my promo code, and then you can order, because then I'll be able to get some of the proceeds from each goat gun that you guys buy, and it'll help further support the channel. So it's a win-win for everybody. So one thing, Harold.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, since Riley Defense is in the air now, did you ever pick one up?
Riley?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's that?
Oh, I haven't.
Okay. What was your initial impression based on what you had seen on, not my opinions, but like your initial impressions from what you had encountered out in the wild, I guess you could say?
On the Riley?
Yeah.
Like on the video you did on it?
Well, hang on. DD Whipple says, Zeke awesome. The only guy I know that promised not to share private pictures. There are a multitude of things. Like, you know, one thing that you have to realize when you are in the media, you have to protect your sources. And I look at that as protecting my sources. Another thing is, you know, I may talk to a company like, you know, Arms of America or Atlantic or whatever, and, you know, or I've even talked to IO. I will talk to them people. I will get whatever, you know, information that they're willing to give me. Sometimes they give me more information than they are willing to let share. But in order to show that I am a trustworthy individual, you know, I'm not going to share anything that they don't want me to share. And the reason why is I don't want people going out there and saying, "Oh, well, you know, Zeke's this blabbermouth. I don't trust him about anything." You know, I mean, if it's something, if it's the right thing to do to share the information, I will, because you know that's just, you know, I have a moral standing that, you know, I have to uphold myself to. But you know, it's you know, I you know, I mean, if somebody's like legitimately putting crap out there, and you know they know that people are dumb enough, you know, anyway, and you know, I find out that it's intentional, you know, I'm gonna, you know, sound every alarm that I can. If somebody's trying to screw the community over, you know, I'll, you know, let every Tom, Dick, and Harry know. But as far as, you know, if somebody shows me something, you know, if you show me something, the only time, you know, show me something or you share something with me, the only time that I will share that is if I ask to share it, or if you tell me I can share it. Those are the only two things, the only two ways. And you know, it's worked great for me. You know, I mean, I treat everybody the same. You know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. You know, I don't try to be friends with everybody, but you know, it's a lot easier to get along with somebody than it is to be their enemy, because quite frankly, you know, I mean, it's very stressful to try to, you know, tiptoe around somebody. It's just I don't know. It is what it is, but I mean, you know, I would like people to show the same respect to me. So I mean, you know, I know that's not really ever going to happen, but you know, I would like to think that one day everybody will be like that. No, but anyway, Harold, what I was saying is, before I went on that tangent of rambling, you know, from what you had heard outside of me, of Riley, what was your opinion of them? I mean, not taking anything that I said or anything into much consideration at all. I mean, what was your opinion?
Well, you know, I think they definitely got some manufacturing issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just gets me that they're a gun manufacturer and nobody's doing any quality control, you know, on the product. And then they're putting these out there, and, you know, problems that people are having with them, you know, shouldn't happen, you know.
Yeah.
You know, most of the firearms I own are older, you know, from back in, you know, that I purchased back in the 70s and stuff. And that's back like when, you know, when Colt and Smith and Wesson and Remington. I mean, you know, Mel brought up a point, you know, he used to make the gun, and then they would go to like a gunsmith guy that would fit it all and check it.
Yep.
And I never had any problems with those firearms. You know, I mean, they ran flawless all these years. And, you know, now today you see these failures they're having. It's just, you know, guys on the forum says there's no more craftsmanship in anything. You know, there's, I don't even know if the craftsmen are even still out there, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'd have to go to the retirement home and to drag them out of there. But, you know, that's the only thing, you know, it's like, you know, the gun shops around here, not too many of them carry many AKs. I've been to a couple and they've had a few Century, you know, guns, but that's about it. They're, I don't know why they don't have any more out here. I can't explain it. I don't even see that many at the range when I go there. You know, every once in a while you see a guy with one, but it's mostly ARs are big down here.
Yeah.
And stuff, but apparently you communicate with these people at Riley. You're doing this, and you know, what do they say about this? The issues they have, like,
Well, as far as the issues that they've had, I've never heard anybody complain about head spacing issues. I mean, mag fit issues, yeah, but I mean, it's it's like when I build my guns. If I have a stack of magazines, if I have a stack of magazines, I'm tuning to the average fit of magazines. That way, I have a pretty good fit on most magazines, maybe a tight fit on some magazines, and a mediocre fit on a few magazines. So I'm maybe they just don't have that many magazines that they're testing against, which I mean, I've heard some wildly different experiences with the magazine. On the Rileys, mine was pretty tight on the second one. The first one, it was loose, but I could, after talking to them about it, they were like, well, we wanted to tighten it up because we had a lot of people complaining that surplus mags were wobbling all over the place. So I mean, I think that was just a result of them wanting to be a little bit more general purpose, I guess you could say, with their approach to the magwell. But yeah, the headspace issue, that was the one that really jumped out at me. I mean, that's the only one that I've heard of. I'm like, of course it would figure.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, every little nitpicky thing that that I had, they seemed to be just completely on the ball about getting it fixed. Some of the stuff was already fixed before I even brought it up to them. That's like the axis pin deforming on the hammer axis pin. The hammer axis pin deforming. They had already worked out a solution to that by the time that I made the next video, and they had already sent me replacements. But I was like, well, I want to see how this all functions and see if the wear stops, or if it keeps going or whatever, and I don't want to swap out parts on the gun because it's not hurting the safety of the rifle. So
Do they have any distributors like at gun shops, or are they strictly through the mail order guys?
I mean, if your dealer calls them up, they can get them. But I mean, there are, like, I'm not sure how that can all be set up. I'm sure other people can be dealers, I guess. But as far as the only two people I know of that are actual distributors are Atlantic and what is it? Classic. That's the one where Rob got his gun.
Yeah, because I was at the gun show at the fairgrounds here about 3 weeks ago, and there's a lot of dealers that are there, besides individuals selling stuff, and all the AKs that were available, they were all like Century. I was looking for a Riley to see if they had one, but they didn't. Nobody had one.
Yeah, they're pretty rare in the wild right now. But I mean, one thing that I can say, Rob keeps saying that I've got a different version than he does. I mean, he does have the more updated version as far as the top covers, the better steel than mine was. The axis pins are the better ones than I have. The only difference between his and mine is that Hungarian bolt carrier. He has a Hungarian bolt carrier. I have a cast Riley Defense bolt carrier. The only thing that isn't Riley, isn't made in America on my gun is the front trunnion. The only thing, you know, the gun that he has, the front trunnion and the bolt carrier are the two things that are not made in America on that gun. Everything else is made in America. Which, honestly, I think they should still be making their cast version alongside, but that's just my opinion. I mean, just a few tweaks. I mean, just for a little budget gun, though. I mean, they're not that bad, but I haven't yet said it's a battle rifle, and I'm not going to for a while. I mean, I want to see more testing of it, and I want to see. I mean, I got the gun for the simple reason I wanted to see the parts fail on their own account, not because I dropped it on something. You know, and I wanted to see how the metal deformed. I wanted to see how the bolt carrier and everything acted. And in spite of it being a cast bolt carrier, and as much heat as I put into that gun and kept in that gun, it still didn't break. But I don't know. We'll see after another round of doing that to it and see if anything breaks after that. But I don't know. My experience is vastly different, but then again, I also had carrier tail painting, and you know, I see a lot of people naysaying that Hungarian bull carrier tail. You know, I have had Hungarian parts kits that I've built that the bolt carrier gets just mutilated by that Tapco G2, and it was within 300 and 400 rounds that it just chewed the heck out of it, and I'm like, geez.
Yeah, it seems like rounding them off helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Gets rid of that sharp corner that's digging itself into the tail.
Yep. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, my style is vastly different than other people's styles, and I'm going to continue to do that just for the simple reason that, you know, I'm not gonna get a hold of I'm not gonna get a hold of a product and just be like, you know, I'm not gonna have, you know, let the company have any input or anything into it. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know. I felt that was a little interesting how that all went down. That's one reason why I said what I said in the live stream last night, was because, you know, just the way that discussions have been had, the way people have been treated, and you know, it isn't. I mean, I understand emotions are getting the best of people, but I mean, you know, at least, I mean, I guess that's one of my biggest sins, I guess, is I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I let them prove to me that they're either full of shit or they're not to be trusted. You know, I let them prove it, and I feel that's the most honest way to be. But you know, I mean, I'm not gonna come into a room and suspect every black guy in the room of being a criminal just because I had some black guy break into my house. That's wrong. You know, it's just, and that's just the first thing that I could come up with that I knew everybody could relate to. So, you know,
everybody was, you know, when WBP came out, and you know, these guys had cracked trunnions, you know, on the cast trunnions and stuff, and you know,
he comes out, and I put a bunch of rounds through mine, and I'm like, hey, I like it.
Yeah, I've got one. The first one I built was with the cast trunnion, and the second one I built, I ordered the forged trunnion with it. But the one that's got the cast trunnion, I got like, you know, right around 3,800 rounds, because I loan it out to people. I don't put all the rounds through it. You know, there's a lot of friends I got that like to shoot it, so I just tell them, mark on how many rounds you put through it, you know, and if you had any malfunctions or anything. And I've magnafluxed that onion times, and you know, I think the problem they had with them is they had much interference fit
Yeah.
on that barrel. And
yeah, it's cracking them, stretching the metal.
they're already stressing them, forcing that barrel in, and now that barrel gets hot, and that the casting's not going to take as much abuse as a forged piece. But I would tell anybody that wants to build one of those WBP kits, it's like that was like the easiest kit I ever built, as far as not milling anything. It's like everything's nice and clean.
Yeah.
Did you build one of them?
The reason why I went ahead and went with the WBP parts, I went with them when they were still calling it V Project. Reason why I did that is because, it's the same reason why I went with Riley, because it was new. Nobody knew anything about it. Everybody's bad mouthing it, and I'm like, it's like IO Inc. Everybody's bad mouthing these guys. I want firsthand experience before I start going out and bad mouthing a company. I mean, I'm just not a person that just gets on the bandwagon and just starts, oh, well, this is a piece of junk because, so and so said it is. That's why when I did my shoot video on that Riley, on both those Rileys, the reason why I did that the way I did it is because that way people can form their own opinion. And that right there, people are lacking in that nowadays, and that's, it's frustrating in our community. The AK community was such a tight knit community up until a few years ago. It's getting to the be where now we have a bunch of infighting because we have the U.S. crowd. I mean, realistically, if I was a company and I was building AKs and I was selling thousands of these things, and I have a few people on this one little forum screeching at me to change everything I do about my gun, but thousands of them are still getting sold, who am I going to listen to? And these few people that are on these forums screeching at me about how much my company sucks, how much my product sucks, yet thousands of my products are still selling, who am I going to listen to? Am I going to take somebody seriously who's shooting my gun, or am I going to take somebody who doesn't even own my gun?
Yeah, I mean, would be the only ones that would know, what the real complaint issue is. We wouldn't know that. Like you say, we're just watching videos of some guys doing some testing, and I just kind of look at it this way, Zeke, is one bad apple is too many when it comes to a firearm.
Oh, I completely agree, because if one slips through, which there's always going to be one, but
yeah, I mean, it's like
how many are out there? That's the thing.
It's like if we were making heart defibrillators, and guy's showing an ad, we just had one bad one. Well, don't make heart defibrillators.
Yeah.
You don't even make one bad one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of look at that as with firearms. I mean, Jesus Christ, you got a explosion happening here. And so like you say, it's just had to be that Rob had to get one of the ones that was really, I guess you'd say, bad.
If I had put that no-go gauge in that gun and it closed, I would not have continued with the test. I wouldn't even shot it.
Yeah.
I would have sent it back. And to be completely honest, if you don't have headspace gauges for the caliber that you're using, you really need to think about getting a set, or at least know somebody that's got a set, and and just keep an eye on your guns every now and again. People don't realize how much your guns actually do wear. And, you know, some people think, oh, well, at Headspace, you know, good, like 15,000 rounds ago. Okay, check that thing. You know, I don't know. I don't know at all.
But I think I told you before I bought one of these Osberg tactical shotguns. It was their Thunder Ranch edition. Supposed to be a little higher quality.
Yep.
I mean, right out of the gate, this is a brand new shotgun, and it won't feed the shells. It's brand new, you know, and you know, it's got those arms in there that, you know, for holds the shell and blah blah blah, and you know, so I go in there, I take it apart, and I rebend them a little, and it was feeding fine for a while, and then it stopped feeding. Well, you know, their steel was like crappy.
Yeah.
And I talked to a guy, and he's had some parts from back in, I don't know, 90s or something. He had, you know, the lift mechanism, little arms and that. And
Yep.
he sent them to me, and it works perfect. I mean, here's a brand new gun. You think somebody at Mossberg would have checked it to see if it fed rounds?
Well, you know, I mean, that just goes back to what you were saying. There are no craftsmen anymore. You know, and we're not bad-mouthing any companies. Is what happens is people in these companies rely so much on automation anymore that they feel that quality control and you know, I don't like even calling it quality control, because quality control is not what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who verifies that this is what it is, not somebody that just looks in a box and says, okay, it looks like it's put together. DD Whipple, Mel 64D, rebuilt a Century RAK-47 that failed on Robski. Wonder how it performed after he fixed it. Well, it didn't perform very well. It was very interesting. We'll just say that the headspace kept walking away on it. But, you know, I mean, it's videos like that that are going to get companies to change. You know, hey, this is why your parts need to be, you know, videos that show the problem, instead of people just out there, you know, for lack of better words, bitching and complaining about the problem. They need to see it. And, you know, I mean, enough of them are out there. You know, it's just they need to bring back a dude like, you know, Harold, you were saying, it just goes out there and just tests them all. You know, there used to be a time, I actually watched a Remington documentary, and they had this dude that would just sit there and test actions, and he'd go out and shoot every single rifle that came through. And the dude would stamp the gun after he got done with it. Well, you know, basically that guy there has been replaced by, oh, well, you know, the CNC machines is, you know, cranking this out, so it's going to be the same every time. It's pretty crazy.
Well, the problem that came in with the CNC is, you know, back when I was coming up, you know, everything was, you know, handwork and stuff. And I was in the woodworking business on and off for many years. And I was working at this one company that had some, you know, CNC routers, you know. Mm-hmm. And instead of hiring like a skilled cabinet maker, right? You know, now that guy could go in and learn how to run that machine and do some fabulous things. No, they're Our theory is let's get the cheapest labor we can. And well, guys are making parts. They got no idea how they're supposed to fit, you know.
Yeah.
And they run 1,000 parts and they're all wrong.
Yep.
So you took a great tool like CNC machines, but then you're trying to put the operator in at the lowest wage. So they took a step backwards.
If we take any more steps backwards, we'll have guns that don't have parts that fit one another again.
When I was a kid, if you go into the store and you grab something, a toy or whatever, first thing my mom would look at says, "This is made in Japan. It's a piece of crap. Put it back." I just wonder if the world's saying that about the U.S. Like, that's made in the U.S. You don't want that.
Ridiculous. Actually, got a lot of people on the thing right now. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Don't know what likes we are at right now, so just make sure you're hitting that like button when you hop in.
Yeah, back in when I was coming up, it's like it didn't make a difference what trade you were in. You were a carpenter or plumber. I mean, somebody to say, yeah, this guy's a top, whatever. You had to be really on top of your game.
Yeah.
Now today, is if a guy will show up to work on time, he's like the star. Doesn't know what he's doing, but he showed up on time.
Yeah, I work in a place that people don't want to show up half the time, and hard to find people that want to show up every day, and then the people that do show up don't get treated with any respect. I don't know. It is what it is. All right, Mateo, 12 likes and 12 viewers. Zeke, excellent work, guys. Well, I'll tell you guys what. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me or Harold or anyone else in the viewing audience, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm getting a little whipped here, Harold. It's getting a little hard for me to read the comments section, so I'm not really entirely sure what's going on there anymore. I'm going to sleep great tonight. Yep. Brian Lowell says, AKs are somewhat hand-built and fit, so I really don't think you can make one for cheap. I think that a U.S. company could make a great AK, but it would probably be $1,500. I would tend to agree with that. A good quality built AK is not going to be cheap. DD Whipple, thanks guys. I'm going for a swim before the pool closes. Have a good night. Well, it's good seeing you here. We have chats here on Saturdays. We have chats here on Mondays, and we have chats here and on my regular channel on Thursdays. Unless something happens. But anyway, go to my Facebook fan page. Make sure you hit the like button there and follow me there. And I'll let you guys know if something comes up for the live stream and I can't get on or whatever.
Did you ever,
Ocean, what's happening, buddy? Haven't seen you on tonight. There you go. Go ahead, Harold.
Do you ever like shot or used like an arsenal?
Yes.
AK?
Yes.
Now, what do you think about them as far as the quality and?
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not at all impressed. But I'm saying that tongue-in-cheek. I'm not at all impressed because it is what it is. I mean, quite frankly, all it is an AK. It is the basic AK. There's nothing special about it. It's got a spray painted finish. It is an AK.
Well, what about the build quality and the?
But it's an AK. I mean, as far as, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I want these perfect, perfect uniform rivets. That doesn't happen with AKs. I mean, an AK is an AK, and I mean, the ones I've seen aren't gonna make me want to buy one just because of the way they look or the way they feel. But shooting one doesn't really impress me much either. I guess the reason why I'm saying it that way is because I've built so many that I understand a little bit better what is going on behind the scenes on that rifle. So I mean, I'm not as impressed as I could be with it. But you talk about like the older Serbian imports, those were really nice rifles. The Norenkos, those were the early ones, were pretty nice rifles. I mean, when you're talking about somebody that spent the time to put this really nice blued finish on a rifle, that impresses me. But a spray painted gun doesn't impress me. I know people are having a heart attack in the comment section, or anybody who's watching right now.
What about like rifle dynamics? I know repetitive motion was it they get about $2,000.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one of their?
Krebs I have. Rifle dynamics. Rifle dynamics, no, I have not. But Krebs Customs, I have personally handled their firearms. I like where some of their guns go. Where the idea is going. It's like I see the painting that they're trying to finish, and you can tell that they aren't quite there where they want to be. That doesn't mean that the rifles are like not good or anything. They're finished. It's just how you get that impression that the artist wasn't quite it isn't. How like an artist says, well, it's really good, everybody loves it, but the artist is like, I really want more with this. And after talking to Mark, he's like that, and you can tell he's like that, and it's like, man, this guy has so much going on. I really like what I see with the Krebs stuff. I do have to realize though that it is oftentimes when you're dealing with these types of rifles, it's you're talking about a gun that started out as something else and now it is what it is. It wasn't just built like that. So I guess that's where I could
Who was that company that Rob went to when they built the rifle there? Did a video on it?
Definitive Arms, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
How is their product?
I'm not sure. From my understanding, I really don't know. I watched the video, but I really don't hear much about them other than from Rob. Glock Shooter says, Zeke, considering paint is mil-spec for the countries that make them, I disagree. Very few mil-spec blue AKs, almost all were painted. Yeah, I'm not talking about like as in like battle rifle or whatever spec, but I'm talking about something that should command a higher price. Something that somebody wants to drool over. I mean, I guess the way I could summarize it is, if we're looking at trucks, are we looking at a truck that has leather, you know, has really nice, you know, accessories, or are we looking at the basic truck? And, you know, this is what a truck is. This is what you're going to get. This is, you know, and I would put Wassers and Arsenals in that same category. And it's just, it's not, it's not, you know, and I'm not intending to naysay or, you know, downgrade the product. I'm just saying it's not, I don't know, Harold, maybe you can flesh that one out a little bit for me.
Well, you know,
where I'm going with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing about, you know, with the paint and stuff on guns is I'm not into painting guns. You know, for one thing, you know, the reason why everybody did blue finishes or they did parkerizing or zinc phosphating, you know, or even the black oxide finishes, because, you know, once that thing is immersed, I mean, you're getting 100%, you know, bonded coverage on everything in the metal. When you go in there, you start painting, you're not going to get that paint in every place it should be, you know, and so those are spots that rust is going to start, you know, accumulating on them. And
Glock Shooter brings up a good point here. He says, I drill over AKs that are as close to military correct as possible, so that's why I like painted SGL, since the Ishvac painted their rifles. If you look at a lot of my guns, most of my guns that are reproductions or restorations is what I call them. Restorations, they're painted just like the originals. But the reason why I do that is because I'm collecting. So I mean, if in a, you know, from a collector standpoint, you know, an Arsenal's good, but you know, because of its authenticity. But
oh, but I mean, what the thing is
scream like awesome to me, you know.
They paint over like a black phosphate finish or a parkerizing finish. You know, a lot of the companies, they would still parkerize the material, but then they would paint over it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so really action was still there in the metal, and they probably painted them just to even the finish out. You know, because, you know, a lot of times parkerizing gets pretty touchy as far as how it takes on different materials, you know, something that's harder than another material. You know, the park wants to take lighter or darker. And I think a lot of the stuff that they were, you know, that you seen that was painted, I bet you was probably the undercoat was, you know, some type of, phosphate finish under there.
Mm-hmm. Was it Romania had black oxide on some of their parts, if I remember correctly. And I've seen a lot of their guns painted. You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You know, with Soviet arms, especially AKs, it's just like all over the place. I mean, you see some that are blued, you see some that are painted, you see some that are parkerized, you see some that are black oxide. It's like man alive, there's so many variations, even within countries. You know. Glock Shooter 79, Egyptian AKs. Egyptian AKs are some of the most beautiful. I've my Egyptian that I built, I tried to reproduce the galling and nastiness on the kit on the rest of the gun, and I found that the cheap semi-gloss spray paint, rattle can spray paint from Walmart, ended up being the closest match that I could find. I put it next to my fireplace and heated that thing up, so the paint, so the paint would just like flash dry on it. And that thing, while it was still tacky, I just like drug steel wool across it, and it matches perfect. I mean, it matches the perfect. I mean, it matches the kit perfect, and it looks awful, but no, it's pretty good stuff. I like one thing I like about AKs is the diversity of all of the kits. Like if you're building, I mean, if you're just buying an AK just because it is, you have no appreciation for what it is. But the thing is, I mean, if you're a collector or a builder, you get a better understanding of what it is. That's like I wanted to redo my M72, and I wanted to like re-blue the whole thing because they're blued. But you had parts that were different colors. They blued them in different batches, so the bluing didn't take as good on certain metals, and I'm like, well, I got to leave it as it is, just because it looks more authentic that way. It looks more unique that way. And I don't know. I like how AKs are, and it's really cool. I don't know. The AKs are probably one of the most fascinating firearms. I mean, just for me, I guess. But I don't know. But I don't know. When we're talking about store-bought guns, I mean, I'm not really impressed by much of any of them. I mean, you show me something that somebody's built and spent some time on. That's something that impresses me, but I don't really. I'm not impressed by much that is on the shelf. Harold, you know what I'm saying by that, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm going to buy an AK unless it was cheap or something.
Yeah.
I got into it with the intention of building. I never had the intention of going out and buying one.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, it's not a cheap endeavor to get into. I mean, a lot of guys, that are out there, even on the forum and stuff, if you want to get into building, it's a good expense, but you can hook up with 3 or 4 guys that have the same interest. You can spread that cost amongst them. It'll get pretty cheap,
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it takes quite a few tools to really do one correctly, and like I say, I probably got some specialized AK tools, probably up around $900. And I've got all the other equipment, drill presses and press and milling machine and stuff that I've had for years from my carburetor business that I work in. But when you got to start going out and buying a drill press and get a hydraulic press or whatever, those are expenses on top of it. And you can't buy those piece of crap drill presses. I mean, they you're not going to drill a straight hole, off of, the ones they sell at Harbor Freight for $80 or whatever, the tabletop models.
Yeah, you at least need the better version of it.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, there was one that I went to look at Harbor Freight, and that's when I ended up buying the higher end that wasn't a pedestal one. But the one that they had on display, you could take the chuck and just shake it all over the place. I was like, no, I think I needed something a little bit bigger than that. And even the one that they had on display that was the pedestal one, it still was a little sloppy. But I mean, it's what I would really like to have, and I'm wired up for it in my garage, as a manual lathe, one of them old ones. Man. Yeah, you know, Mel64D says he's thinking of buying a Grizzly mini mill. There is, in my video with Advanced Weapon System, they have one. And if you have any questions about them, ask them. Because I was playing with it when I was there, and it looked great. I loved it. I want one myself as well. I mean, you can do anything you want with it, pretty much.
I've got the Grizzly. It's called a drill mill. You know, it's bigger than the mini mill, and I've had this thing for quite a few years, and I mean it works perfect. You know, you had to do a couple adjustments to get it crammed in and stuff, but nothing major. And
Grizzly's got a fantastic product. I mean, you know, they you know, and the thing is with, you know, if you get into AK building and you are buying the tooling to get into it, you know, you think about it. I mean, how many times are you going to be like pressing bearings or something? You're going to need a press. You'll need, you know, hey, you'll find a use for it, or like a drill press. You know, how many times, you know, you're like, oh, I could use my hand drill for this, or I could use my drill press to do this, which is going to be a lot safer.
I mean, you could drill wood or metal, doesn't make a difference. There's, like you're saying, if you're doing projects at your house, you'll use those tools, you know, for other uses.
Yeah.
But do you ever use the Toth tool rivet deal?
No, I haven't. One of my buddies has it, and he screwed up every rivet he had.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's not the greatest at tooling, but, you know, I probably would have done just fine with it because I pay attention, but the dude did not do a good job. And I'm just putting that as nice as I can. Didn't do a good job. Didn't pay attention. But, you know, is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. Troll was asking, where do you get the plates to use on the hydraulic press?
Me. Don't just get hunks of metal. They have to be hardened blocks. Personally, I collected them over the few years that I was a machinist. A couple of them I picked up at a surplus store, and, you know, I had a lot more of them, but I never thought I was going to have a use for them, so I ended up throwing a bunch of them out. And sure enough, I found a use for them, and now I wish I had the whole box that I had of them. But I mean, you know, you're always like, oh man, I can use this hardened steel plate for something. Yep.
Yeah, as soon as you throw something out, you find a need for it.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
But yeah, when you start building them, you'll wind up making your own little tools and jigs, and it never ends, you know.
Yeah.
You start doing something one way, and you figure out a better way to do it, and sometimes the better way doesn't work out, and you go back the way you were doing it before. Did you ever use that tool barrel populating deal?
Yes, that worked.
It looks like it's good to get like head spacing set.
You know, it's crazy. I mean, as crazy as that tool looks, it works. Wouldn't think it would, but it does. It works.
Yeah, because the way I set the head space is I've got a fixture that, you know, supports the onion.
Yeah.
I actually put my bolt in there, and then I head space it on the no-go gauge. I just keep pulling the barrel down. Yeah. I've got like a little tool I made. I know just about where to set the no-go gauge at, and it's been working out, you know, on the last 4 or 5 bolts. It's the headspace exactly, you know, where I want it. So I'm not just guessing, taking it in and out of the, you know, in and out of the press, and you know, have to smack it one way or the other and stuff. There, you know, did you ever notice on the front trunnions, they got a little stop in them, the barrel?
Right where the feed ramp is.
Yeah, it's like built into the feed ramp.
Yeah.
You know, my theory of, you know, monkeying around with, you know, because I save all my barrel stubs, and most of them I got them all turned down, so I use them for, you know, for mock-ups. And I think they might have used that when they manufactured the rifle, that they pulled the barrel down to that stop. They had it machined, you know, at a predetermined distance.
Mm-hmm.
That would set the headspace according to the machining they did on the bolt and the rest of the trunnion. I don't know. What do you think? Is that?
I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting theory. I never thought of it that way.
Because I actually had one build a few builds back. I was trying to get the headspace, and you know, like the press just stopped moving. You know.
Yeah.
And of course, anytime you get into that situation, stop pulling on the handle. You know, it's like. So, anyways, I pull it apart, and I'm looking, and the barrel went right up to that nub, and stopped. I still didn't have the proper headspace. I mean, I was really close. So what I had to do was back the barrel out, and I just took a burr bit and cut that stop back just a little bit. You know, and I probably only needed to go another, you know, 5-6 thousandths to get the headspace, and then I was able to push it the rest of the way in.
Hmm.
You know, you got to think about it at the factory. You know, were they sitting there bumping barrels back and forth, setting headspaces? I just can't believe in mass production they were doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would they put that little stop in there? You know.
Now I'm gonna go look at all of mine tomorrow. just kind of see where all of them are in relation to each other. Hmm.
Yeah, because when I was, you know, the first couple of builds I did before I made that jig that I can put the bolt in when I'm pressing it on, I used to use that nub because I used to take a barrel stub, you know, that I had, you know, ground down to slide into the trunnion, and I'd use that as the mock-up, and I would measure how much the you know, the casing protruded from the barrel face, and then I would check it against the new barrel I had. And usually, if I went through 2 or 3 stubs I had, I could find one that was within like a thousandth of an inch of being the same.
Yeah.
And I was doing was I would set my headspace with the stub, and I would measure the gap between that little stop that's in the trunnion with a feeler gauge. And then when I was pressing the barrel on, I was in there with the feeler gauge until I got that distance, and that was working.
Hmm.
You know, is yeah, you get to look at your guns and look at that nub,
Yeah.
and you'll be real close to, you know.
Glock sure says I'm going to check all my AKs. I'll be back in a few months. I'm harassing you, Zeke. I know you're harassing me.
Well,
Look all I can read. I'm done with my bottle of wine, by the way.
the video I'm putting out, you know, putting the barrel on the 63 video, I'm going over that stuff. So if anybody would be interested, you can see what I'm talking about rather than just talking about it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a picture book guy myself, you know. I like pictures.
Well, a lot of times, you know, what irritates me in a lot of people's videos, you know, believe it or not, I do reference other people's videos, you know, when I'm, you know, trying to figure out another solution to a problem. You know, I won't just refer back to my own videos. You know, I'll just go out and I'll be like, so how's this guy doing this? You know, and see if anybody's doing it a different way than I am. And Mr. Fat Fingers has his fingers in the way of everything, or he's got the light on the opposite side of the thing that you're supposed to be looking at, and it's all shadowed. And I'm like, Jesus, this guy got my cameraman? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, geez, I just spent a half hour trying to research this thing, and this guy has an even worse video than I got.
Yeah, well, the only reason I did the videos was, you know, I've watched all your videos, all of Mel's, you know, Jin's Boy, and there's some others out there. I know I've watched everybody's videos multiple times. And kind of the reason I put the video out, and even though I'm going over some ground that's been covered, I think I was addressing details that were being left out.
Well, you know, that's the thing. That's the thing. Okay, like Mel said it the other day. You know, I would. You know, Mel has said this as well. I talk, and just utter nonsense comes out, and you know, it makes sense to me, but it doesn't make sense to anybody else. And Mel said this. Something pretty close to that as well. And you know, a lot of times I'm not going to communicate with everybody, and I'm not gonna be, you know, the go-to guy, because some dude can't understand what I'm trying to get across. But you know, he comes across your video, Harold, he's gonna be like, oh well, that was pretty easy. Although you may be showing him something similar, you're communicating in a far different way that he can understand. And you know, that's one thing. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, aren't these guys your competitors? It's like, no, I don't look at these people as competitors. I mean, it's like Mel, he's not a competitor. You're not a competitor. We are all part of the same group of people. We're all talking. I mean, all we're doing is hanging out and building guns. We're just doing it at different times. That's how I look at it. And I mean, I mean, I don't know how you guys look at it, but that's how I look at it. You know, it's like YouTube's one giant build party.
No, if anybody's getting into building, you got to go out on the net and watch everybody's videos, because you're going to get something from all of them, and it'll save you a lot of grief down the road.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Jin's Boy? Mel says Jin's Boy has gone dark. Hasn't talked to him in a while. I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah, he had a lot of videos out for a while, and then, like you say,
you know, and Glock Shooter says what I was thinking. He says I would say Zeke and Mel are more enjoyable to watch, but Jin's Boy does the best job of getting straight to the point. Well, the thing is, Mel and I will talk. Jin's Boy doesn't. I don't know whether he just is short with everybody, but you know, yeah, he'll get right to the point, dude. The dude is, you know, no frills about it. Like if my mind is running, I'm talking. It hasn't been doing much running today. Well, it's been doing a lot of running. Just most of it's just complete nonsense.
Yeah, I try not to be chatty Cathy on the videos, but sometimes it just goes that way.
That's all right. Everybody enjoys it.
Hey, I always figured
All
this way.
14 viewers enjoy it.
You got the fast forward button, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, guys, I'm thinking I'm gonna head to bed here. You know, I mean, you guys that are out there watching, just because I have build videos and stuff like that, don't think that you're going to be stepping on my toes or Mel's or Harold's or anybody else's by putting up your own build tips. You're going to communicate with people that we are unable to communicate with. So it's not. I mean, you'll be all right. That join the build party, I guess. But no, I really have to get to bed. I'm gonna end up passing out, and Harold's gonna be the only one entertaining you, and you guys are gonna listen in to me sleeping in the background. One of these nights, it's gonna happen. I'm just, you guys are gonna be like, "Where's Zeke? Zeke?" Like, what? Oh boy.
I can't wait till the clocks change back to 2 hours difference.
Yeah.
You guys will all be sleepy-eyed now, so they'll be raring to go.
Yeah, right. All right, guys. I think we're gonna close it out. Harold, you want to say something before I start getting on my my nightly shindig?
No, I was just saying, anybody that watches the videos I put out, give me some feedback. Stuff you disagree with, or I left out some information. I'm always looking for new ideas. Just like you are.
Yep.
And like you say, we're not competing to who has the best video. It's just we're just trying to get the information out. I like to see people get into this and be successful at it. I'd like to see somebody, buy a kit and build their own, AK that would cost, $1,500 or $2,000 to get the same quality.
Yep.
And you made it yourself. And I think to get that type of quality, you have to build your own.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But I'll say good night to everybody, and thanks for having me on, Zeke.
Yep, no problem, Harold. You're always welcome. All right, that was Harold Deems. If you guys want to head over to his YouTube channel, be sure that you hit that subscribe button and give him some feedback on the Hungarian build videos that he's putting up right now. Those of you guys who are in the live chat right now, thank you guys for spending the time with me tonight and bearing through my calamity of the evening. But a pretty tough week, but everything works out for the best. I do appreciate everybody out there sharing my videos, liking and subscribing and everything. Keep in mind, guys, we have 390 some odd new faces on the regular channel, and just make sure that when we have them in the chat on Thursday, which is going to be the regular Zeke Shoots chat, that you guys give them a warm welcome and make sure that they are they know that they are in a community of like-minded individuals. One of the things that I want to make sure that we try to do as best as we can is, I know the bigger YouTubers, they're just kind of off in their own world. These little YouTubers like myself, Harold, Mel, 545 Prepper, the smaller people. We all do need to stick together. We all do need to keep an eye on how things are going between us. And you know, if one of us ends up dropping off, it may not be, you know, something that ripples the pond for the overall community, but we do need to kind of, you know, have each other's back on this stuff. One thing that I do want to impress on everybody is evidently Glock Shooter 79 is doing a couple of videos, so make sure you subscribe to him as well, and make sure that you know, and another thing, if you have a channel and you are in the comment section, you are more than welcome to promote it. I'm not going to, you know, obviously if you're trolling with it, you know, then I'm gonna call it, you know, but if you have a channel or whatever, and you feel it can contribute to what we've got going on here, by all means, share it in the, well, you can't share the link unless you're a moderator or whatever, but share it with the community there, or just tell them to subscribe to your channel. But anyway, guys, I think Mel 64D and Glock Shooter 79 are probably my two oldest subscribers that are always on. But anyway, on these live chats, Mondays are political chats. Saturdays are usually what do you call it? Builders chats, and then we just have a random whatever chat that I feel like on Thursdays. Anyway, guys, like I said, thank you for stopping by and watching tonight. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below after the video is done rendering or processing or whatever. And if you have any questions for me personally, head over to Zeke@ZekeShoots.com. That's my email address, by the way, and ask me a question personally. If you want to help support the channel, I have a couple of links down in the description below, and you're more than welcome to pop down there and buy a t-shirt, or you are more than welcome to donate monthly. Anything over $15 on the monthly Patreon, it will enter you into a monthly drawing, and you may get picked at random, who knows, but right now you have a 50-50 chance at winning something. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in for tonight. Let's see how our view duration and everything is tonight, and then I'm gonna pop off on out of here, and you guys will be. Holy cow, average view duration is 48 minutes and 50 seconds. Total view time is 24 or 25 hours. So, yeah, excellent. Average views one time is 14. So, excellent. Like I said, guys, thank you for watching, and I will catch you Monday. Have a good night, guys. Well, give me just a second. I need to figure out how to shut this all off again. All right, good night, guys. I will catch you on this channel on Monday.